Gligar also looks pretty solid because it has play against everything, really. So even though I would consider this matchup slightly favorable for SS Thorn, JJN still has quite a bit of play. And here we go. Grand Finals are underway. We see Frostlass into Clefable to start things off. JJN is going to build up energy. Both players actually building up past their charge moves, and we have an Avalanche coming through. SS Thorn going to take it on the chin of the Clefable, but Clefable hangs on and has the Meteor Mash to go. Both these trainers are going to pace towards another move, and we're going to see if JJN decides to throw his energy right away, or if he's going to try and go for some sort of a catch. Frostlass should win the charge move priority, and we're not actually going to see JJN throw his energy or go for the catch. He's just going to go for a shield and a full Powder Snow down, and SS Thorn seems content with the 2-shield advantage here. Coming in with the Alolan Sandslash. Are we going to see a shield of the Shadow Ball? No! SS Thorn has shown in previous battles he likes saving shields for that Serpent in the back. The Shadow Dragonair. We see the quick snipe attempt from JJN, but SS Thorn pivots into the Shadow Dragonair, and now going to be forced to shield the Ice Punch. Here's the thing. Can Dragonair get rid of this Medicham before it reaches that next Ice Punch? Is the Body Slam going to be enough? Oh, SS Thorn actually doesn't elect to throw energy. Going to use his second shield and farm up even more here. Ice Punch coming through. Has a ton of energy now. Past double Body Slam. Going to be forced to throw to knock out this Medicham. All that remains for JJN is a Gligar and a Frostlass, but this Aqua Tail is going to dish out some punishing damage to the Frostlass. I don't know if Frostlass can hang on to reach anything of value here. So going to be forced to swap into the Gligar. In comes Shadow Alolan Sandslash. And this Ice Punch is going to hurt. You're going to feel the wind chill and the frozen tundra of Canada. Ow! Knocks out the Gligar. That is a one-hit KO. Avalanche coming through is going to knock out the Alolan Sandslash. However, that Shadow Dragonair still remains. JJN in some pain. And the Dragon Breaths will register first before the 2-turn Powder Snow. Game 1 goes to the 16-year-old SS Thorn. Both trainers will look to reevaluate their strategies. SS Thorn all smiles after game 1. We see a little bit of an instant replay on our hands. Ice Punch that did so much damage. I heard some inside information behind the scenes that JJN's Gligar may not be quite a rank 1 or a rank 2 or a rank 400 for that matter. So maybe those Ice Punch is going to do a little bit more than they normally would. Whoa, what is this? That scared me that it was my computer. I don't think it was. And we are into game number 2. Looks like this game has already started. And this does seem to be the lead matchup since neither player is switch locked. But we do see a catch on the Aerial Ace. JJN able to catch the Aerial Ace on his Gligar. However, this is going to allow SS Thorn to position his Swampert and also provides enough chip damage where Hydro Cannon could be enough to knock out. So despite the catch, this isn't the worst thing in the world by any means for SS Thorn. Swampert going to be able to overfarm JJN with some animated expressions. Thinking very loudly. Hydro Cannon actually does not knock out, but this is only an Aerial Ace. SS Thorn being on point with his energy counting knows he can take the Aerial Ace on the chin. Swampert hangs on and has an Earthquake ready to fire. Ready to go. Are we going to see him go for that Earthquake? And yes, he is going immediately. The only flying type on JJN's team had been eliminated, so really no reason for him not to go for that heavy hitting Earthquake. And he's going to be able to keep the alignment that he prefers the Mandibuzz aligned with the Medicham. Once again, a flyer that doesn't love the ice punches that come from the Medicham, but has the bulk and has the spamminess of these aerial aces to do all right in this matchup. J-Jan over farming. Gets off another ice punch here. This doesn't threaten to knock out the Mandibuzz, but it will put it awfully low. Let's see where SS Thorn decides to go from here. Going to wait to see what happens. Throw the aerial ace. Does J-Jan use up his Protect Shield? He does. A quick swap into the Dragonair with 2 shields to hide behind. And this Dragon Breath damage is so oppressive. From the Shadow Dragonair, first shield comes up from SS Thorn. There's a Frostlass in the back. You may be thinking, uh-oh, Dragon versus Ice. But you should be saying, uh-oh, for the other side. Because Frostlass does not appreciate the damage that comes from this Serpent Aqua Tail connects. And this Frostlass is not going to be reaching 2 avalanches in this matchup. Shield comes up for the Dragonair. Dragon Breaths are mowing down the Ice Ghost. A body slam fires off. Will this be enough? Let's see. Body slam connects. Not quite, but the extra Dragon Breaths will register before the counter. And we have a 2-0 advantage for SS Thorn. Now keep in mind, if SS Thorn is to win the next battle, that would result in a bracket reset where he would have to win another best of 5 to potentially become the Toronto champion. J-Jan just has to try and come back and win this one set since he's on the winner's side of the bracket. So here we go. The youngster with a 2-0 advantage, but can the experience of the savvy veteran J-Jan help him find a way back into this series? Here we go. Lantern into Alolan Sandslash. J-Jan doesn't seem to like the lead based off his emotions of him shaking his head. However, one positive from this lead is that Frostlass is avoiding the Alolan Sandslash. And if you look at SS Thorn's team, Alolan Sandslash really the only hard check to Frostlass. Frostlass has play against everything else. So there is a silver lining to this lead scenario for J-Jan. J-Jan electing to let the Drill Run go through. Going to try and go for the Surf, and we're going to see a charge move priority. Nice timing for SS Thorn. And J-Jan going to elect to let his Lantern go down. Now, it's going to be a tough Powder Snow down here, so probably going to have to counter down with the Medicham, but there is no Clefable. There is no Clefable this go-round for SS Thorn, so doesn't have a hard check to the Medicham. Aerial Ace coming through. This is a relatively even matchup. I believe Mandibuzz wins the 0 shield scenario, but Medicham wins the 1s and the 2s. Ice Punch coming through. Connects. Mandibuzz going to force a shield off of the Medicham here. J-Jan electing to protect that Medi. As per usual, throwing on... Oh, J-Jan actually electing to overfarm and not going to throw his Ice Punch. Probably recognizing it wouldn't quite KO anyway. J-Jan farming up actually past 100 energy. When a counter past 100, SS Thorn going to put it all on the back of Dragonair. But here's the thing. This Medicham is likely going to reach 2 Ice Punches with all this energy. Medicham already at the back-to-back Ice Punch. And because Dragonair and Frostlass pace to the same time of that first move, as long as SS Thorn doesn't already have a move loaded, it's not going to get to 2 moves before Frostlass can reach that heavy hitting Avalanche. Avalanche coming through, and this lethal Dragonair is going to be knocked out for the first time in this set. It's been the closer. This time Frostlass said, let me take that one back. And JJan 11 finds himself back in this game. Uh-oh. That was weird. Professional commentary, that was weird. 1-2. And here is game number 4. JJan trying to stay alive. Frostlass into Dragonair. Depending on who you ask, you'll get different answers for who prefers this lead. Some might say Dragonair, some might say Frostlass. But what I do know is this Avalanche will knock out. So we're going to see a shield come up from SS Thorn. Going to elect to throw the Aqua Tail here. Now, Dragonair does win charge move priority against Frostlass. So will we see an immediate charge move throw from SS Thorn? That's exactly what we're going to see. And JJan expecting it. Catches on the Lantern. Great read from JJan. SS Thorn staying in to get this Dragon Breath damage, which should put the Lantern just about into Moonblast range. I think that's a pretty clever play. Pretty clever decision. A lot of people probably would have just gone straight into Clefable. But SS Thorn wanted that fast move damage off. Thunderbolt coming through, going to connect on Clefable. And if you're SS Thorn, you're probably hoping that JJan lets this go, because then your Mandibuzz is going to avoid this Lantern, and JJan does let it go. JJan does let it go. However, this Frostlass has energy already. Will Frostlass be forced to expend the energy against the Clefable, or will it shield and farm down is the question. JJan going to expend the energy, probably the safer play. SS Thorn's going to be left with just a Mandibuzz in the back. Mandibuzz has play against both of these Pokemon remaining for JJan. However, with this energy lead and an Avalanche incoming, I don't know if Mandibuzz has enough in the tank to flap its wings to victory in this one. Avalanche going to get that final shield. JJan still has a shield remaining. And we know how close this matchup is on even health, even energy. So if this Mandibuzz has been chipped a little bit, if he's down a shield, I don't know if he can overcome the strength of the ever so common and ever so formidable Medicham. We've got an Aerial Ace coming through. Medicham gonna let it go through. He is a fighter, but he tanks energy like a champ. Ice Punch coming through. SS Thorn, no shields to hide behind. And knowing that unless he got to double Aerial Ace, really no point in him throwing energy, is going to let another Ice Punch come through. It just barely doesn't knock out. And JJan is able to come back and even the series 2-2 with the momentum on his side. Can he do what we think he might do and overcome the 2-0 deficit? A terrific game plan from JJan. SS Thorn has been playing incredibly out of his mind and finds himself in a decisive Game 5. Frostlass versus Swampert, a neutral matchup to start things off in game number 3. We're going to see JJan elect to go for the Avalanche. Now, Swampert can live this and get to 2 Hydro Cannons. Let's see what SS Thorn decides to do here in the lead. Going to go for that first Hydro. Now, will we see JJan go for a potential shield and farm down situation? Will he go for a catch? There's a lot of options here. Frostlass tanks the first, and we are going to see the shield come up and go for a Powder Snow down. This energy looks awfully threatening to the back line of SS Thorn. So he's going to be forced to shield this Avalanche. This would one-shot the Shadow Dragonair. And SS Thorn doesn't want that graphic coming up on the screen anytime soon. Dragonair will get the farm down. Now, what will J-Jan do? He will come in with the Medicham. And J-Jan right now is positioned extremely well. His Lantern loves to see Mandibuzz. That's its best matchup on the opposing team. Dragonair going to unleash the Body Slam. J-Jan seems to be looking at the team sheets, thinking, what do I think's in back? Hopefully, it's what I want to see. It's that Mandibuzz. Now, Body Slam coming through. Does use the last shield. Wants to preserve the Medicham just in case it's something else. But it is the Mandibuzz. J-Jan swaps in Lantern. We see him lean back in the chair. We see a little smirk on the face. Knows he's in a good position. He's nodding his head. And we see him unable to contain his emotions at the moment. Dark Pulse will connect. Will slowly chip away. If somehow Mandibuzz can put this Lantern low enough, maybe Dragonair comes out with a Body Slam. I think that's the only potential win con from SS Storm, but this is just such a dominant matchup for the Lantern. The sparks are quickly adding up. Will result in a farm down for the Lantern. It's going to come out with energy for the Dragon. A matchup it normally doesn't want to see, but with the Dragonair this low, the Surf comes through. And this will wash away the Shadow Dragonair. A tremendous effort from the 16-year-old prodigy SS Thorn. But right now, it's J-Jan's time. And J-Jan is the man. Congratulations.